Hi everyone and welcome back to Fully Playable Games. So in today's video we are going to be going through some game pickups that I've made over the last few weeks. And yeah, we've got a good mixture here of new games for the collection as well as some box upgrades for some of the consoles in the collection as well. And yeah, with that, let's dive straight in and have a look at our first pickup. So this one, I was really interested when I saw it because it's a Sega Saturn game, but it just had a completely different case on it than the normal ones. And that is Nissan presents Overdriving GTR on the Sega Saturn. So this is a Japanese import, and the big thing with this is normally these Japanese Saturn games come in CD cases, whereas this one actually comes in a case that's more alike to a PS1 case. So released in 1996 and developed by Pioneer Productions, which is now known as EA Canada. This is a Japanese retail release of a game called Road and Track Presents The Need for Speed. The original car list was replaced with popular Nissan models with their own showcases. The track names are different. The game features exclusive artwork in the menus and a new voice for when the race is won, and is set a new race win video. Now, this obviously we have got the original game, so Road and Race Presents Need for Speed. We've actually got that on the PS1. It was actually quite a surprising game, so I'm not too sure whether I've actually played the original Need for Speed game that this is based off, but for the age it looks really good, and I have to say, control wise it controlled really well. It was a bit sort of squirrely when you first jump into it, but it's a game that you get to grips with it quite easy. I think the only interesting feature that I found with it is the invisible walls. So yeah, it literally is very, very tight to the actual track. Even though the landscape in the game has quite a bit of runoff, these invisible walls just do not let you leave the track confines, and it just completely destroys your speed, and yeah, you'll get overtaken easily. What I did like about this edition when I did see it was the fact that it actually was complete with everything. So obviously we've got the manuals and everything like that. I will say the only thing that I found that it is missing is the spine art. So with a lot of the Japanese titles you can actually replace the spine, but yeah, this one doesn't have it. But what it did have was a Nissan keyring. So this is based off of the top of the Nissan GTR. This will be, so obviously this was released in 96, so yeah, this will be one of the older models. And yeah, the fact that it had the keyring is one of the reasons why I wanted to pick it up. So ended up paying $23.49 for this. Looking it up online, obviously being a Japanese game, it wasn't available at CEX, but on eBay it normally goes for about £40. So the next game that we've got is an Xbox One game, and yeah, this one, the reason I actually picked this up was because I'd seen a lot of people talk about it online, and because it's recently been delisted from a lot of the online platforms. The price of the game is actually starting to really climb quite quickly. We've got the Xbox One version, but I think on the PS4 it's now going for around sort of £45–50 now. So yeah, I just wanted to jump in and grab a copy as quickly as I could. And that was John Wick Hex. So released in 2020 by Biff Hell Games. John Wick Hex is a timeline strategy game with elements of resource management, where the player manoeuvres the titular character through a level on a hex-based grid, using various moves and actions to defeat the enemies and avoid being hit by his foes. John Wick Hex received average reviews and received a Metacritic score of 74 out of 100 based on 53 reviews. Now, as I say, the big reason that I picked it up was because it's been delisted and the price is starting to go up quite quickly. So yeah, glad to have it in the collection. Playing the game, I really enjoyed it. It was one of those ones where I just wanted to sort of keep going. And it's definitely one I'm going to add on to the Let's Play list. As I say, that list is just getting bigger than War and Peace now. But yeah, as I say, really enjoyed it. Definitely one I'm glad to have in the collection. So managed to get this brand new and paid £14.23. Looking it up online, it is listed on CEX for £12, but it is currently out of stock. And it normally sells for about £15 on eBay. And then the next game, this was, I believe this was a pre-order that I'd done. Or I might have ordered it just after it was released. So this is a PS5 game for a series that I do think we've got every game in the series, in the franchise now. And that is Venus Vacation Prism Dead or Alive Xtrem. So this is the latest game in the Dead or Alive Xtreme series. I think this will make the 4th game in the series, I think. So released in 2025 by Team Ninja. This Venus Vacation Prism is the latest game in the ongoing Dead or Alive Xtreme series. The game is the 4th game in the series and contains characters from the DOA mainline games. The player takes on the role of the manager of Venus Island. The island is a tropical paradise where the player can interact with a diverse cast of 6 girls. Unlike previous Dead or Alive Xtreme games that feature dating sim aspects, in Venus Vacation Prism, the dating aspect is central to the story, which unfolds based on choices made by the player with multiple outcomes. So yeah, the game is a big shift from the previous games in the series. As I say, before I ordered it, I thought it was going to be very much in line with the other ones. So yeah, the dating, the sole sort of focus on the dating aspect sim was a bit jarring. As I say, I've played it a bit to capture footage for the video, but nowhere near as much as I put into sort of when I was capturing footage for the other games. I'd say that the best game in the series so far has to be the 2nd game. So that was the one that was released on the Xbox 360. And yeah, I just think it had a good sort of range of different activities that you could do within the game. And that was the only one that actually included the jet ski racing as well. So yeah, I think definitely so far out the series, the 2nd game is definitely the better one. So this one, I actually picked this up from a website that we've used a couple of times now. It's a website called Bazaar. And what they do is they actually import games from places like Limited Run, Play Asia, and I think Strictly Limited as well. Might be some Super Rare as well. So yeah, when I get a new game that's been released that I haven't necessarily, or don't necessarily want to pre-order it, I'll tend to look at their website once the game sort of hits the market. So I ended up paying £66.50 for this. Looking it up online, it goes for about £75 on eBay. As per normal with these, it's not a PAL release. I think this one is. I don't think this is a Japanese release. Not too sure. It might be a Korean release. But yeah, because it doesn't have any of the Japanese age ratings on the box. But yeah, the main reason for picking that up was obviously just to carry on the collection of the Dead or Alive games. Right, next up, we are going to move on to the first new console box. So this is a console that we already had the console, but trawling through my emails one day, saw that this was being sold on eBay, so immediately jumped on. And that is the white PS4 box. So yeah, we managed to get the actual console. I want to say it was about 2 years ago now, and I managed to get a whole bundle of consoles really cheap from one of my local charity shops. So yeah, the console itself is fully working condition. I mean, all I need to do is give it a bit of a clean. And I'm going to put it down for the minute because, yeah, a bit heavy. So yeah, we managed to pick up the console from a charity shop. I think we paid like £5 for it. So what I've done is it's got the console, the controller, all the cables. It's complete in there. And yeah, really happy to have that one. I think what did we pay? We paid £15.72 for the box. Normally the PS4 boxes like this go for about £25. So yeah, a good pickup there. This was actually a eBay auction. So it was one that I was watching, and yeah, just managed to get lucky with it. Then moving back to the games, we've actually got a Switch game next. And we've got Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. So released in 2023 by Team Reptile. This is an action-adventure platform. And Bomb Rush Cyberpunk feels like a spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio Future. The player controls a member of a youth gang, the Bomb Rush Crew, as they use inline skates, skateboards and bicycles to traverse the fictional city of New Amsterdam, spraying graffiti, challenging rival gangs and evading authorities to control all 5 boroughs of the city. The game received generally favourable reviews from critics with a Metacritic score of 78 out of 100. And yeah, with this one, it was a bit of a mission to get this because I originally ordered it from Amazon. And when I looked on the Amazon listing, it had all the pictures on it and everything were the PAL version. But once it actually arrived, it was actually the US NTSC version. So I ended up sending that back because if I can get a PAL version of the game, I would rather do that for the collection. And instead, I think I managed to pick this up brand new and sealed from eBay. And I have to admit, I love the art style of this game. I could not put it down while I was capturing the footage. It is definitely one that is going to be in my Switch quite often. And yeah, I'm definitely going to actually, if I am going out and about and I'm taking my Switch with me, this is definitely going to be in the case with it. So ended up paying £12.95 for this. Looking it up online, it goes for £15 at CEX and normally sells for about £14 on eBay. So the next game that we've got is going to be another Switch game, but this is actually a pre-order that I've had from Limited Run, and that is Victory Heat Rally. So released in 2025 by Sky Devil Palm. In Victory Heat Rally, players complete in races across tours that are separated into groups. At the end of each tour, players will participate in a Grand Prix against the tour's runner-up in order to move to the next tour. The game has a retro art style with an arcade-style gameplay. Currently, there are no Metacritic scores available for this. I think just because it's a fairly new game out there. Originally, I pre-ordered this on the 5th of January this year. The estimated shipping date was in June, and I think it did actually meet the shipping date. So I've actually had this in hand for quite a while now. And I say the game is so much fun to play. Your car handles really well, and you just get pulled into it and just want to keep playing. With the way that this game was laid out, it actually did remind me of Rain on My Parade. So you've got basically an overworld map where you go between different tracks, and yeah, it just looked and felt very much like the overworld map on Rain on My Parade. Really glad to have this. I will admit, we're seeing a lot of these sort of games come about now, and every time I play one, I just end up enjoying it so much. So yeah, really glad to have this. Ended up paying £44.31. As I say, it was pre-ordered from Limited Run. Looking it up online, it's currently selling for about £41 on eBay. But to be quite honest, with it being a Limited Run title, not worried that we paid a bit more, because you never can tell with Limited Run games. Sometimes by the time you received it, they've doubled in price. Other times they've dropped in price. But the fact that we've got it in the collection, I'm more than happy. Then next up, we've got another console box. And I'll be honest, this was one that I picked up purely just through seeing it. And that is the Minecraft Xbox One S 500 gig. So it does come with all of the inserts. So with this one, it's all got all of the inserts are Minecraft themed. And yeah, obviously I've had the console, I've got the console controllers and everything in here. So it is complete. Once again, I'm going to put it down. But yeah, it was just the fact of it being sort of a Minecraft box that I decided to grab it. Ended up paying £30 and 42p. Looking online, these sort of boxes are normally sell for about £30. So yeah, didn't save anything, but it was a nice one to add to the collection. Then moving on, we've got another box to look at. And this is one that I have actually been after for so long. But yeah, every time they sort of come up, they're always priced way more than I want to pay. And I'd say even now, even what I've paid is probably more than I would normally look at. But because of condition is why I paid what I did. And that is a Game Boy Advance box. So this is the purple console box. The console itself we actually picked up from a boot fair. I believe it was last year. So yeah, really glad that we've actually got it now complete in box. It was what I got was actually the box and all the manuals, all the inserts. So it is now complete. And you'll see I've also already got it into a box protector as well. So we ended up paying £24 and 46p, sorry. Normally these go for about £35, but as I say, because the box is in absolutely impeccable condition, that's why I ended up paying what I did. So yeah, happy to have that one. Then next up, the next one that we've got is actually a strategy guide. And the big reason for picking this up was two reasons really. One, I just thought the cover art looked absolutely amazing. And secondly, I had seen it on an eBay auction and ended up losing out on the eBay auction. But what I ended up picking this up for as a buy it now was cheaper than the eBay auction that I was going to pay. So yeah, glad to have that. And that is the BioShock Infinite Limited Edition Strategy Guide. So yeah, this is the hardcover strategy guide. Ended up paying £10 and 96p. It normally sells for about £15. So yeah, I just thought the artwork on it was absolutely amazing. So yeah, really, really happy to have this. It's definitely going to go straight down into the games room, into the office, sorry, and it will go on the shelves with the other strategy guides. So we've got two more pickups to run through. The second to last one is another console box, and that is the Nintendo 3DS, is Aqua Blue. Now, with this one, I have actually made a bit of a mistake because I don't know whether I didn't check the listings properly or whatever. But this was actually a received offer. But once I actually opened it, realised that it was literally just the box. Didn't have any of the inserts or anything like that. So yeah, a bit gutted with that because I don't pick up boxes if I don't have the inserts. So I'm going to have a bit of a look to see if they did list the inserts. But I think it's actually probably a bit too past now for me to do anything. Because yeah, I've had this since just before we moved. I think the week of doing the move actually was when this arrived. So yeah, a bit gutted with that. Paid £15 and 10p. Normally complete with the inserts. It normally goes for about £30. So hopefully I am going to be able to get some inserts online, and then we'll be able to put the console in the box. And then the last game that we've got is one that I have had on my wish list for absolutely ages. And yeah, there's been a couple of times where I've gone to buy it and then ended up picking something else up. But I've been wanting to play this game for absolutely ages. So really glad to finally have it in the collection. And that is Guilt. So released in 2023 by Tequila Works. This is a survival horror game. And it was originally released in 2019 for the Google Stadia. it was notable for being one of the few Stadia exclusive titles, causing it to be temporarily unavailable for sale upon that platform's shutdown. But in 2023, it was later ported to Windows, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X. The gameplay revolves around sneaking past enemies while trying to escape a nightmare. Your character uses a flashlight as a weapon, although later in the game acquires a fire extinguisher as well. The game includes light elements of puzzles and combat. And yeah, as I say, this has been towards the top of my list to sort of get hold of for quite a while now. The game delves into some heavy themes, but does it in a really unique way. And I have to say that the game looks and plays absolutely great. It's got some amazing audio. The only letdown for me is the enemy detection, and it can be sort of very hard to see the enemies until they're right upon you. But as I say, this was a game that I've been wanting to get for a while. Actually adding it to the collection now is brilliant, and it's definitely one that I've been spending a bit of time playing. So yeah, really enjoying it so far. So yeah, really happy with that. And that is going to be it. So yeah, that's all the pickups that we've got for today's video. And I have to say, really happy with a lot of what we got. I think definitely going for more of a picking up sort of stuff that I actually want to play instead of just trying to pick up shelf fillers. So yeah, really happy with all the games that we've got, and definitely ones that we're going to be able to utilise in the new games room once we've got it finished. So talking about the games room, obviously we are still in the process of getting it built out. This weekend we've got our sort of big milestone where we're going to be getting in the last 2 bookcases, which will then have all of the final games that we need to get in. That includes things like Master System, PS5, Commodore 64, Spectrum, as well as some others as well that I can't go into yet, because they are for consoles that haven't actually appeared on the channel yet. So keep your eye on the channel for the up and coming game hunts as well, because we've got some new additions coming in that I am just so excited about. So yeah, with that said, that is going to wrap up the video for today. But before you head off, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're watching on mobile, don't forget to smash that hype button to help promote the video within the algorithm. And as well, if you're not already, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to be kept up to date when the new videos go live on the channel. And yeah, with that said, thank you so much for watching today. Really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.